there are people out there, Pierre, and it's good to see you again, that are a bit more sanguine, right? Orders can be lumpy. But the thing that's spooky to many is the inability to quantify tariff impact. How are you modelling for that in ASML's case?
Yeah, I think you're making a good point. The way I model it is by actually modeling orders coming down in the near term, because while you're not too certain about tariffs, in some industries, you could see people like front-loading orders before tariff gets into place. It doesn't work very well with these very large pieces of equipment. And then the second approach is to actually wait and see and be more careful. In the long run, modeling like tariffs requires you to take a view on what the tariffs are here for, what the US administration wants to do with these tariffs. And so if you listen to them, they want to encourage changes in behavior with trade partners. They want to bring back to the US or to reliable partners manufacturing, and they want to create additional revenues. And if you put that into motion around semi-cap equipment, what you see is that none of these objectives are going to go against the ability for the US to build actually the AI infrastructure and to continue to let the manufacturing of leading edge semiconductors like memory chips and logic chips. As they build up in the US, you still need to continue to have like technology advancing everywhere in the world. So I'm not too worried about the impact of tariffs on semi-cap equipment.
You heard Mr. Kratsios decline to answer my question on whether there would be an exemption for chip equipment makers. But Mr. Fouquet was very clear. We will assemble in the Netherlands. Does the administration have a say on what ASML does in this case, Pierre?
They definitely have a say. I think if they give a phone call, the phone call will be taken. The specifics of ASML tools is that it's very unlikely to see like the final assembly of these tools moving away from the Netherlands the same way. It's very unlikely to see like the most leading edge manufacturing node of TSMC moving away from Taiwan. It's probably like a hard limit that cannot be surpassed. Now, what Monsieur Fouquet said as well is that increasing the amount of manufacturing done in the US, which is already very significant, very, very near to where I live, you already have like very critical stages that are being manufactured, like the light source, which is the most critical piece of the EUV tool is manufactured in the US. And seeing that going up is a possibility. Like changing like the final assembly of these tools is, yes, probably a stretch and in practical terms, not doable.